Hi, from Paxa Rubiana here. This is very beautiful place here in Vienna, and I'm here on my way home from this Georgian party. That's very good. Yes, I was again for Georgia in the European Union, and that's obviously what I'm very much looking forward that this will happen. Also now it's the decisive week where we have the progress towards EU enlargement. Hopefully now Commission will make a decision, and then it will come to the moment where the European Council and will make a decision, hopefully a clear yes to Ukraine and to Moldova and to Georgia in the European Union. Of course, it takes some 7 to 10 years. I hope only 7. It would be absolutely possible. This is the best answer we can give to Russian aggression, together, of course, with the very good visit of the German Chancellor now to go to Bulgaria. Please, Bulgaria, and your absolutely ununderstandable veto against Macedonia. This is absolutely no reason, and the Bulgarian minority can be accepted later in a constitutional change, but obviously not in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, and that's very difficult, and inventing new things to make things difficult, we had enough. Also, all the resistance against Albania, Macedonia candidate status must be lifted now, and really we have to get serious now. There is no doubt for Kosovo visa liberalization and for EU candidate status of Bosnia and Kosovo. I think I was clear enough, and also for NATO membership of Kosovo, Bosnia, together with Sweden and Finland. Absolutely, that is necessary, and that's the way forward. And also for Schengen, for Romania and for Bulgaria, I hope this will now happen as well. And then also fast-tracking Montenegro into EU membership is just a logical thing to do. They can easily already vote in 2022. Actually, technically and politically, it would be no problem to do the same for Albania and for Macedonia. But if racism, xenophobia and lack of knowledge is too complicated, then of course we can wait and lose some time again. But it is absolutely not necessary. Yeah, I mean, here in the middle of Vienna, it's a boom town because many people from Southeastern Europe work here, and from many parts of the world. I was just on this Party of Nations in the Handelsgate. It's all very, very good and very, very interesting, and it's actually a good and open, dynamic city. What we need, of course, is more openness in Austria, and also a stronger internal market. A bigger union is the answer to the Russian war, and we will be very successful with it. And my question, just when I'm philosophically here at the end of this week, why does it take so long to be reasonable? Why do I have to fight from 2016 to 2022 for such decisions to be happening, and got so much negative attention and so many problems just because I'm saying yes to Ukraine in EU and in NATO and in the Euro? And now this will all happen. I'm kind of confident also that the NATO and EU debate and the Euro debate will come into swing. And yes, it's actually a clear, logical thing to do for anybody who is a real practitioner working in these countries and knowing them and being decent, understanding how to do things. It's so logical, and so I wonder what it took so long, why we did it in that kind of dimension, why 5 years of waiting. This is a little bit complicated for me to understand, and all these costs and all these victims and all these tragic delays for what? Didn't we know that the EU is there, NATO, that Ukraine wants to join? Where have you all been during the Maidan years when they waved the flags and wanted to join? Wasn't it logical? I think yes. And then all these things, or that Macedonia, Bulgaria have an issue which we have to address. I mean, I wonder, this policy of the last decade where we waited so long and we had so little result is really a big tragedy, and what kind of enormous costs this all has, our bad foreign policy, our lack of informed leaders, and it's kind of really very, very bad. Anyhow, things are like they are. You can hardly change them, and now we are here in 2002 in June, and we have to wonder about the level of information and the level of decision making in our beautiful European Union. But reforming it will be much easier once membership is achieved, and that's of course the big task then, also to reform and make everything ready for the future. And that's of course a big item then for the next years to address. But most important is that we get a clear yes for Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, and also not to divide the different countries between the Balkans and Ukraine, but to integrate them and have an alliance of all of them united. But you know that. I will also make a video on the question of the breakup of Russia, because I think that's also really necessary, and also to discuss the economic reforms which we should do. But let me conclude this small Sunday afternoon talk with a call for unity and with a call for more and faster unity of the European Union. This is the conclusion of this week of the 9-country tour, half a year, and I will make more videos, don't worry. But now I would like to be very clear, and I hope that this next 2 weeks, the Zukunft Europa, the future of Europe, comes to very big new turning point. That means that the future of Europe is including as well beautiful Ukraine, Georgia and Moldova. And more to come during this week for that. Bye, thanks a lot, all the best, looking forward for unity.